hooters. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Ooda. Welcome to the Ooda. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake. Young niggas putting in pain. It in the game, all for the game. Niggas ain't playing for nothing. Went in school, laying it bang. My little nigga kill my little nigga. Full-time job not to kill niggas. Jump off the porch of the field nigga. You was in the house, I'm a field nigga. No fuck boys around real niggas. Been a drug dealer since a little nigga, Sick of the kilo, they'll kill a nigga. Fuck how you feel, nigga. To get some kilos, I'll kill a nigga too. Throw that rock like I'm Montana. Good head, raise my antennas. G49, not San Frana. Beat the box with my bandana. Then I dip set like I'm Santana. I'm in UK like that Montana. She bring me money, you press her. You got a jug and finesse her. I give a dick that'll change her life. You leave her change on the dresser. Shorty, you're wetty. That pussy ready, get ready. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but I want the head for the Getty. She said she fuck with the Ooda. I tell her open the Chevy. All my niggas from the Ooda. All my niggas turn shooters.
3, 2, 1, bang. Salute everybody, we outside. We live, we outside, we press live on this because we live everywhere, man. That's what we doing, man. Salute to everybody. We are on go. You are now on go. I want everybody dropping likes on the way in. I want y'all to make sure that y'all hit me the right way. I'll take out this virtual background for a second because we don't need it, right? Boom, we live. We live and we on go. Salute to everybody. We in my podcast space. Salute to everybody that's been on go. I'll be dropping the link in the chat as well. I mean, if y'all got something to say, y'all could come up and talk, man. This is what we're doing it for, man. This is called Speech Your Speech, man. We are going to go into a rundown. We got a lot to get into it, right? We got Diddy Trial. Puff Diddy tells the judge you're doing a great job. Diddy speaks, y'all. It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm getting to it. First, he was like, because he was his turn to Alec. His testimony, remember, he's not going to testify. So he gets up there and says, "How you doing, Your Honor?" And then the judge was about to speak, and then he's about to speak at the same time as the judge. So they like right there, and he said, "I just want to say that you're doing a wonderful job." I'm like, "Okay, Diddy, hold on, don't stink it up, But then he pulled back. But you seem like he was just like so urgent to speak. I could see that he really wanted to testify. He himself probably did want to testify because it felt like he had so much to say. You know what I'm saying? Because the questions were yes and no questions that the judge was asking him. You know, are you doing this on your own? You're not going to testify. You know that you're giving up your rights to do this? Yes, yes, yes. It's like yes or no questions. Yeah, then he's like, at one point, he's like, so did you speak with your lawyer, your representation about this and all this? He said, listen, this is all on my own or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, and then the judge was speaking. He's like, with my lawyers too, whatever. And then, so that's like a little moment where everybody kind of like, laughed in the court a little bit, like, okay, so he still got these elements. Like you can see that he's a charming person. Diddy, regardless of what you think about him, he is a charming person. You can see that he does have this character, and even in the room, you know that it's magnetic. If you're in that room with him, trust me, you feel him in the room, and when you're in the overflow room, trust me, your eyes can't stop gravitating or glancing towards him, no matter which witness is on the stand. Right, so we got to understand that too. Salute to all the people that's rocking me on Instagram Live. Everybody, make sure y'all subscribe to TikTok. Make sure y'all subscribe to YouTube. Be on YouTube Live right now. I'm going to be dropping the link as well, so that y'all can come up and talk with me as well about some of these things that's going on. All right. So listen, man, I want y'all to get active in the chats. You know what I mean? Salute to y'all. I'm going to salute y'all. You know, I'm sitting down so I can actually concentrate on some of the things that y'all going to be asking me. You know, there's so much going on out there. And you got to keep your head on a swivel. You got a King Bond to give. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we still in the streets, bro. Just because we outside, we're still in the streets. So, you know, there's a lot going on out there. But salute to all my people that's been patient and that's helping us to grow. You know what I mean? I most definitely appreciate that. Make sure everybody's hitting the poll on the way in, even if you just passing by, you hitting the poll and dropping a like. It's all showing love. You know what I'm saying? You know, we don't ask for nothing here. You And I mean, but salute to all the people that's hitting Cash Apps, and salute to all the people that's supporting On Go, the Cash App, which is Uda On Go. Yeah, salute to everybody. Drovo, salute. You already know the vibe. We in the building. You know, I can salute y'all, bring y'all up. You know what I mean? Put a little respect on you. You know what I mean? Put a little respect on one of the day. I ain't gotta say it or spray it. I could just, you know what I mean? I could just do that with y'all now. So it's all good with that. I can show y'all some love the way I need to show y'all some love. So hopefully all of y'all are hearing me good. All right. We're gonna go through a breakdown of a few things. Okay. So what should we do? We get into the Diddy. The Diddy run the city. We got TDE. All right. We also got PunchTDE is going at this guy named What's the Dirt. A few people have been going at this guy. People were saying, like, you know what I mean? He actually trying to appropriate the culture and all of that. You know what I mean? He actually like one of those kind of white guys that, you know what I'm saying? Not to say we got nothing against white people. I have nothing against nobody. If you watch my streams, you know that I'm not racist. But they say that he's one of these guys that kind of like look at your thing, watching your vibes, and he trying to get your source because, you know, he white and stuff like that. These are some of the things that he says about him. He actually got a lot of like, he was still a big channel at the time of the Kendrick Lamar Drake feud, but he got a lot of like, and he also got some bad like at that time. This guy was the dirt. So now we got a new thing going on with him and Punch from TDE. Besides that, we got Shannon Sharpe and Jim Jones going at it. I don't know how Jim Jones got clipped by Shannon. So I also got that in the poll. Do you think Jim got violated by Shannon or not? So we got to get into some of that too as well, because I told y'all about Shannon the last time allegedly when Shannon caught the suit with Shorty, you know what I'm saying, with the little Shorty and all that. You know what I'm saying? Remember in the paperwork, I was reading the paperwork on my channel. You got to go back. You got to see the shorts. You got to go back and see the videos. The lives on Shannon Sharpe on my channel. Oh my God, you're going to die laughing. You're going to laugh. You haven't seen nothing. You just met me laughing today. You go back and see it. When he's talking to Shorty, but oh, tear that asshole up till no man ever want this ass again. No, so that's classic funny shit. Shout out to that. But look, Shannon was a wild boy. But we are going to get to Shannon as well. Shout out to him. Shout out to that. All right, cool. But I do want to get into, let's get into Semper's Diddy, because at the end of the day, I got to get into my guy. Hold on, let me get this off the screen. This is the one we're using. All right, cool. Let me get this off the screen. Boom, right? We do got to get into my guy, Good Logic, okay? He's the person that knows the case. Let's see what he got to say. Let's hear what he got to say about the Diddy trial as well. This is people that I've been around, so I will be doing reactions to, you know, I just haven't been doing too much. I just go through my lives. I ain't really chasing it. I don't clout chase it. I just do my little thing, get out the way. But I can do mad lives, and I will have all of the content creators and a lot of the big people that's there that I met. I will try to have them on the channel so that we can also, you know what I mean, have access to these people, or maybe be able to ask them questions or whatever the case may be. So I will be bringing these people, everybody that I've met, and I've met a lot of people, to On Go, because a lot of people are supporting On Go. So shout out to that. God is great. Drop 7th in the chat for that, right? All right, cool. So look, I do want to get into this guy because, listen, requesting to bypass and when the I don't know what this means, but I'm gonna press it. I don't know what the hell that meant. Tell you the truth, homie. Look, boom.
I wanted to tell you, thank you. You're doing a heck of a job. That's a direct quote from Diddy to the judge when the judge addressed him during the course of allocution on today, day 29 of the Diddy trial, the final day for testimony in this trial. And I've got a lot to break down for you. I am Joe Neerman, aka Good Logic. I'm a New York attorney. Was practicing this very courtroom. I've been coming here down to this courthouse to try to break down for you how effective a job the state is doing, how good a defense.
Listen, I'm not just putting anybody on the screen, right? When you see me really put the cameras on people, bro, I'm putting the cameras on professionals, okay? Content creators are like me. What do they really know, for real? Unless you really know law, you're just a regular person like everybody else. So I usually try to get professionals, the Jerika Duncans who works for CBS. I try to get the Darla Miles. I try to get the people that know their thing, you know what I'm saying? Or the people that's legal minds. This is a lot of the people sometimes. I get content creators because we all think the same. I mean, we all got a thought. Some people got their little legal skills and we all stepping up all of our games. But some of these people are real professionals. Look at a guy like Brian Buttmeyer. These people are defense attorneys. You know what I mean? You might see them on the news, think that there's some analyst or say some anchor person. These people's lawyers too on the low. You know what I'm saying? They're lawyers, bro. That's why they're here talking cases. You feel me? So I try to bring those kinds of people that are actually real professionals. And these people are great people. The people are very helpful. You know what I'm saying? And this guy right here, Joe, he's another guy. You know what I'm saying? Good logic. You know what I mean? And he's a lawyer. You know what I mean? Most definitely. So we like to look at some of the legal minds, even Attorney Simone. Girl, is that legal? Shout out to her too, because she's a legal mind. Whether you think you like her or not, she's an actual legal mind. You know what I mean? So we have to look out for the legal minds and try to get legal, you know what I mean, perspectives on it, because he's been telling me about mens rea and all these things weeks ago. His mind is one of the first minds that God sent to me. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. And real talk, and he's a Hebrew person, he believes in that. You know what I'm saying? And we have some good conversations. He showed me nothing love, I show him nothing love. And, you know, he has a big channel though. He has like probably 100 or some thousand. But he's cool, show me love, you know what I'm saying? And but he's a real legal mind. He talks to me and like, remember I was coming in the beginning of this, yeah, I know this, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I know people call cases, yeah, I record a few myself, whatever. But these people are professionals that know it. You know what I mean? He was been talking to me about all these things, mens rea. He's like, you know what, these things, I was jotting these things in my first books. Like, okay, cool, I gotta focus on mens rea. All right, boom, 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 boom. So these people have me stepping my game up, all these great people like him. So let's just take a listen. Y'all drop like. Drop like, hit the polls on my granny saw. You know my grandmother passed away yesterday. Okay? Not joking. Drop likes, hit the poll on granny saw. Straight up.
We're seeing from the Diddy team how effective a job the judge is doing and the vibe of the courtroom. And today we had our final day of testimony. The state rested. We got an allocution from the judge of Diddy asking him whether or not he intends to testify. As expected, he decided to invoke his Fifth Amendment rights to not testify, did not take the stand. And in fact, we saw no witnesses from the defense. In lieu thereof, they presented exhibits. This is and it's stipulated together with the state that certain exhibits will come in. I'll get into the nature of those exhibits. To me, what was the most interesting thing that came out of today, we started the day with the cross-examination and then a brief redirect of the summary.
See this house in Texas? Let me show you how I invested into it with just a few $100s. I did it using something called
witness that was presented by the state as their final witness, and most of the testimony that was going on there was kind of bland and a little bit all over the place on direct, and similarly so on cross, where there would be just instances of conversations or exchanges that happen that there would be question about, did they say this, did they say that, which really lack much context. And it's difficult if you're not looking at the chart, which we in the viewing room are not privy to see, to really glean much from it. Perhaps it has some more impact on a jury who is able to see this, the nature of this evidence. To those of us who were sitting in the viewing room, it was far less impactful. To me, what was more interesting was the application for a directed verdict of acquittal that was brought by the defense as expected at the close of the state's case. Now, under Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure, Rule 29, they have the right, and indeed it's likely malpractice if they do not exercise that right, to ask the judge to acquit Diddy of the charges that are brought against him on a basis that even looking at the evidence in a light most favorable to the state, that no reasonable jury could convict him for a charge or all of the charges as expected. They asked for all the charges. Why did I say that it's malpractice not to do it? Well, if you waive your Rule 29 application, that seriously jeopardizes your ability to appeal several issues down the road. So even though most of the time, the vast majority of the time, a Rule 29 application for a directed verdict is going to be denied by the judge, it is a necessary step for every defense counsel to invoke and bring up that application, which is an oral application, which we get to hear the arguments presented by the defense. The reason I
Shout out to everybody. You already know the vibe on go. Make sure you're in the comments. Make sure you're getting active. Everybody on go in the chat. It's go gang. We all on go. You got to put out these motions though, right? Because by the time, let's say it all goes wrong, let's say he gets convicted, you got to file these motions because this is how you get to come back on some technicalities. This is how you come back on appeal. So this is how you appeal it. So you got to put these motions through. Most likely this Rule 29B is going to be kicked. You know what I'm saying? Most likely. Because the judge most likely wants this to go to the jury. That's what a judge would want. So I'm speaking to legal minds, and they're like, most likely a judge in this case would want it to go to the jury and for him not to throw the case right now. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, Diddy's people got their fingers crossed on it. You know what I mean? They seem pretty confident so that they only took 15 minutes today. Okay? 15 minutes, that's all they took. Okay. I'm like, 15 minutes. All they took. Swear, I wrote it down. It's quick. I wrote it down quick, bro. I'm just going to show you what it looked like. And I wrote it down. Wasn't a lot. Wasn't a lot, bro. Where's that? This is it? Oh, where's that? Tell you, I was going to show you what's straight. Where's that? It really wasn't, bro. It really wasn't. You know what I mean? But they broke it down, though. They broke it down, though. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yo, listen, the government didn't meet. They burn his aid. Everything is insufficient. That's my man. Oh, he probably want me to go live. I'll let you know. All of you. But we live already, bro. You know what I'm saying? We live. I don't really be doing these. I could do these live all the time, every day, you know. Run it up. Look at my channel and think about this. Did I clout chase this thing? I didn't. I got hundreds of videos on my channel. Look at my phone. Look, bro. How much videos I could post a day? How many videos do I post a day? God is the greatest. You better believe in him. Good. We're not rushing nothing. Hey, I'm from America. We not rushing nothing, homie. Relax. I'm from America. Let's check. Feel me? Good. Anyway, so now, yo, the way they broke them down, they was like, yo, look, what are you talking about? They said, we're going to break all of this down for y'all. Defense started slapping shit around, son. Gangster, I'm not even going to lie to you, bro. I'm not even dragging it. Straight. They was like, what? As far as the Cassie and the chain, you talking about? They both said that they did it because they wanted to be with him and they felt like, you know what I mean? They wanted to make him happy. Chain went as far as to say that she was the only one that could provide this type of experience for him right now. And she wanted to be the sole one. Come on, bro. I mean, they went into the escorts. The escorts said they never were toots. They never said that. Said we was dancers and all that. We just went over there and, you know what I mean? So whatever. So none of the escorts said they was toots. And Cassie never called them no toots. And Jane never called them no toots. So what are you talking about, bro? So was it an SEX they was getting paid for, or was they getting paid for their time? What they getting paid for? Good question. We know what they was getting paid for, right? But you know what I mean? You gotta throw, you know what I mean? You got to see what sticks on the wall, homie. Keep it a gangster. I ain't mad with them. They gotta see what sticks on the wall. As far as Mia, she worked with him still after. She was concerned about this job, this dream job that she got, but then Diddy didn't want to be a part of it no more. So she probably was mad at some of that. So there's a lot going on with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it is. Look, boom, right here. Look. 1850 USC, 18 USC, right? They said there's no nexus. They said the government has to show he knowingly and intentionally did these things. Okay, so we got all these messages, right? Mad domestic violence, mad toxic stuff, all these things going on. Yeah. But how many of these messages are saying, I don't want to be a part of FO? How many of them? Let's just ask ourselves the question. How many? Some are there, right? From Cassie, a couple. Some are there maybe from Jane, a few, right? But how many out of the millions, I said millions of messages that we have seen, right? How many have you? Think about it. Anyway, right? She said, but now This was a wild one too, because they said the way they charging it and the way the defense came at it, they came at it from a forced labor aspect. You know what I mean? Because when you go into the forced labor, you know what I mean, cases, they started breaking out forced labor cases. Chinese immigrants, foreigners, you know what I'm saying? They said this case is different than other forced labor cases, usually foreigners, and different things, and they live in intolerable situations, living conditions, and all of that. One case is referenced, I think it was Machira versus someone versus Machira, which is a Chinese labor case, and they had to give up their passports and they couldn't leave their employers. So you see how they kind of made the connection to this. So how they use other cases in a different case, it's kind of similar. So they kind of use it, you know what I'm saying? But like they said, even in these cases, this is not the same thing. So what are you really charging him with? Feel me? In one instant, they made it like a mic drop moment, and it's like, if they charged them with that, then they probably could have did it, but they didn't charge them with that. They actually charged them with this, and that's not that. But I'm like, Shapiro, put some spec on the name, son. Put some spec. No, let me just make sure we're still good. Just check. Feel me? Good. Anyway. All right, cool. I'm just making sure we still good with you on the mics. Right? So boom. Hold up. Everybody get the likes. That's it. Y'all drop a like. Yo, this is in the jury's hands and feet. I don't know, bro. What you gonna do? Every wrong turn is 15, 10, 20 a life, 30. What? You get one trafficking. I mean, yeah, it's 15. You get two, that's 30. You get one tuition, that's 10. You get two, that's 20. You get the life, it's Rico's life. So what are we doing here? There's no way around this thing. That's all the options. That's it. You know what I mean? So it's not like they charge him with something that he could probably get a 5 and get out the way. Oh, bro, 10 is the minimum that he could get, or he could just bust this whole case and leave. That's it. This is what it is. He's up against it, bro. I don't think he's not. Shout out my man Dave in the building. You already know Dave in New York and NYC, man. Shout out my guy. And make sure y'all subscribe to him on YouTube too, y'all. You got to sign up dead. Can't hold you. Straight. Yeah, Capricorn. They broke it down. It's like, okay, as far as Capricorn, Mia, Cassie, and Jane. Puff never used force to make the women work. Capricorn, she had this lie detector test for these 5 days after this jury. And she kept working, not because of threats, but because she was blamed for stealing it. And she said that she was doing it to clear her name and things like that, right? She didn't say she was doing it because she was forced, right? She was also let out the place. She went to the place 5 times, but she also went home and was brought back, right? Even though she tried to make it with this door that don't lock. I mean, this door that locked from the outside or something like that. Whatever. You still went home, homie. You still went home, you know what I mean? But they was making a big thing about the door from the outside, that from the outside at first. Remember, he was talking about that. We ain't talking about it anymore, but that was the thing when she testified. I was talking about it. You know that? I'm like, the hell, she in a door that don't open out the front door. Some crazy. What's that about? Anyway, so they said, but in this situation with her, with the lie detector test, they said no labor laws were broken. Okay. They said the incident in Florida with Pushta or whatever, they told her to get the F out. Remember, after he allegedly was stomping on Cassie outside, she walked away, all this other stuff. She said, but she left because it's out of her boundaries, and her response is not about being able to leave because it's related to work situations. Then she alleges a wrongful termination over taking a vacation and still got a job with 50 Cent afterwards. As far as Mia, or whatever the case in the forced labor, she worked long hours, little sleep, verbal abuse, assaulted. This was all her allegations. But yet she says that she never left. This is what Shapiro says. She said she calls back the cases, but she never left. You know, so now she's calling through. As Shapiro's doing her work, she's going to be like, look, but on evidence, this number, on this statement or whatever, she bringing up the paper or wherever it was said in her testimony. You said this in your testimony. On this page, you said this, you said that. So she just chopping up what you said. what she's doing right now. You said this, you said that, you said this. She didn't even dig into no past that, nothing too much. You might have said something in your little testimony. She's cooking it. She's just cooking it all. That's what she's doing. And she's very good. Shapiro is a master too. Diddy does have a strong team. Okay? Because I was wondering who was going to close it out. And she did great. You know what I mean? She did great, man. She kind of sounded like Nicole for like, she got a little black in on the low. Shapiro, I got you, sis. Don't worry about that. But look, so she said that she was most scared about Puff taking her job after she got her dream job. Her dream job. She was upset because Puff didn't want to be a part of it. She had these bachelor degrees and all these different things, but then she ended up working to get a job for Madonna. So it's not like you was restricted in no way. Wow, you got your back. Huh? This is how the defense is kicking. So now Cassie and Jane, they said the government was lying. I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, that's what I said in the crowd. He said the government was lying on the SEX trafficking, and it should be insufficient, as well as the forced labor, because dating back to the forced labor for the same reasons. They kind of leaning back into this one. This should be kicked out. The kidnapping and racketeering. I think she said 2 out of 3 witnesses, or 3 out of some witnesses, or 3 or 4. No, 2 out of 3 witnesses. It's no good, basically, straight off the rip. Didn't even go get to that. Capricorn lie detectors. I told you with Paul, this doesn't satisfy the requirements under federal law for the charges that they're trying to push on this. At most, she was an employee and was under investigation for the jury and the lie detector testers. They can't prove that Puff himself had staged these things. You know what I mean? It could have been his people thinking like, yo, what's going on? We trying to figure out what's going on. But they trying to make sure that he don't figure it out and find out that you, I mean, that you probably done, you know what I mean? And we all in a, you know what I'm saying? So it could be some of that. Who's to say Puff said do this personally? Because she never talked to Puff. Puff never told her directly, right? She's with this guy, Paul, often, whatever, and she's rolling around back and forth to this place and talk to the lie detector guy, allegedly, and the guy saying, listen, man, if your test come back inconclusive, you're going to be swimming with the fishes, homie. It's good fellas for you, homie. Shit. So do you believe it was good fellas for her or not? It's a question. She went 5 days because she went also. Why? Because she was threatened and all that. No, she went because she went to prove her innocence, and she just said she just had to get through it. Yep, and this would prove it that she had nothing to do with it. Right? This is what she said. That's what Capricorn says. So now Cassie in the London hotel, we know he had this big issue in the London hotel, right? After the assault that she had an assault. She ended up getting put in the London hotel for a week, right? But you got to prove. Then after this, she was put in there. Then allegedly she's going back to freak offs and all these other things. But now you got to also prove that the person that they took didn't consent and that you took them to another place by force or fear. But they didn't prove this, is what the defense is saying. They said they didn't prove that he took them by force or fear, right? All right, so even if she went to the hotel, went to the London, stay for a week, right? But she also wanted to go to, she asked to go to his house, allegedly. But Diddy said, no, you can't go to my crib right now. For whatever reason, I forget, but he couldn't go to the crib. So obviously you wanted to go to his crib, right? But you end up going to the London for a week. All right. So you acting like you trapped in London for a week and you want to get out to London or whatever. But you had an option to go stay at my house. So if you were so in fear for your life and this was the assault and I did all this to you, why would you want to be staying by my house in close proximity with me? Right. So are you really forced to be at that hotel where you're at? No, you're really not. Because you wanted to be by my house. Just like your homegirl, Bonner, right? After she said this allegedly happened, after you said, Cassie, that this happened in a hotel with some girl named, with a name that would start with K or something, whatever the name is, right? Was there. And Bonner like, no, that's not the truth. It actually happened in your house in Comstock or whatever, in the balcony apartment, right? After all this happens, she's thrown on the patio furniture and all this, right? She got these bruises that she got, right? Whether weeks later, whatever time later, months later, whatever, she is contacted by Cassie. Cassie says, yo, hey, we're having like a little sleepover, a catch-up sleepover, wine, smoking sleepover. You want to come through? And she's on some cool, like she want to go through and go spend the night there. So why do you feel so confident when to go spend the night by Cassie's house if you had this incident where this man then threw you off, damn near dangled you off a balcony and threw you on the patio furniture? Why would you feel comfortable enough? At one point, Cassie said she stuck a knife and used to have a knife stuck in the door just in case, homeboy. Okay, Diddy used to come there and bring in when he was ready, right? So much so, Kerry Morgan and Deontay Nash had to jump on his back one day, and that's when Cassie got thrown to the damn floor, had the gash on her damn head, hit the bed, and then was up in the hotel, the London hotel for the week. Okay, so that's the incident. All right, so we already know it be going down in the crib. So why do you feel so comfortable to want to stay in the crib if this man made these death threats, and why is Brianna Bongolan still buying him sweaters and saying this is for Puff and all this other stuff? Why are you still trying to be cool with him? You know what I'm saying? So it's like this cat and mouse game with either the information or cat and mouse game going with these people, right? So is it more of an elaborate thing, or is it just this thing that's sporadic? Because everything happened from the center, and the center is Cassie. Diddy's not the center of this. Cassie's the center of this. The sun is Cassie. Cassie's the one. Diddy, of course, is Diddy, right? This is all about Cassie. Cassie's case made everybody come up and have a case against Diddy. You have to understand that. Nobody came out with nothing before Cassie. So everybody had a chance to say anything they want to say. Why didn't they say it? These are just questions we have to ask. I'm not on no one side, but I just like to ask real questions. I'm not going to be stuck in one side and in no echo chambers. I'm not. I'm just going to ask questions. Like, what the hell are we thinking? Right? Why would these people do this? Right? For real, Cassie was there for 10 years. Right? So whatever's going on with Cassie, I understand. Regardless, even if she consented, which she did at first, but at sometimes she didn't. I believe that. Yeah. Sometimes she didn't want to do it, but she ended up back in them. But regardless of that, she still did them. Right? So much so that towards the latter part of the relationship, she said as alleged rapings happened, right? She got raped. But how you got raped? Yet you back with him, saddling up with the man. Oh, and your man blinging you on FaceTime type box and you missing the calls. How you doing this? How, bro? This man did everything to you. He had you freaking out forever. Right? What? And he allegedly raped you in some crib in the living room, wherever he did it. Right? But now you still get back with the man and have consensual sex. Why, Cassie? Why? That's a big thing to ask. You have to. I'm not saying I think Cassie's testimony was pretty straightforward. You know what I mean? I thought she was a good witness. Me personally, I don't know if people don't think she was. I think she was personally. You know what I mean? But there's certain elements of her testimony that I gotta be like, and I gotta question it. You know what I mean? Especially after hearing Bonner's and after she came off stand, Cassie, she contacted Bonner. One right off the stand, she hit her. You know what I'm saying? She hit her up. Yo, was talking to her about whatever. Not only did Bonner and her was not friends at a time and then got back to being friends. And when they got back to being friends, she was doing this case now, Cassie, and she read Cassie's case, the 35-page document, right? Bonner read it. Right. But then when Bonner's throwing up her lawsuit again, but then Cassie told Bonner, I want to put you in the lawsuit. But Bonner allegedly told Cassie, no, I don't want to be in it. She said, damn, I don't believe this. But she said she told her that, right? Whatever. So even if she do, let's just say she did, right? I don't believe this personally, but let's just say she did, right? So we got to look at it both ways. Let's just say she did. So she didn't give Cassie consent. But now she goes to sue Cassie. Now listen, let's lose our own brains. She sues Cassie's man now, right? Diddy is her ex-man. Because Cassie sued him. Now she's suing him. Now she's asked on the stand, did you tell Cassie about you suing Puff? She says, I didn't tell any of my friends. First of all, you just evaded that question, miss. I remember this because I heard her say it. This is how much I know the paperwork. And I know it because I heard him. Listen. She said, you hear what I told you she said? She said, I didn't tell any of my friends. First of all, that's not the question. We asked you, did you tell Cassie? It was an evasive answer. So I believe the answer is yes. Okay? Because why the hell would you not? Because you and Cassie's friends. Because Cassie said, are you friends with this person, Kerry? No, we've been friends since 2018 and all that, right? Cool. Are you friends with Bonner still? She said yes. So you're friends with her, right? All right. So I know women. I know me as guys, and we talk about stuff. Sometimes limited because we men. I know women. Women talk and they're friends, right? You're about to sue your homegirl ex-man after your homegirl just sued her ex-man. And she tried to put you in the paperwork and you allegedly told her no. That's foul. I'm trying to sue this nigga. A wild situation allegedly happened. I'm trying to put you in the back me as my homegirl. You ain't gonna back me? That's corny. That's foul. Okay, so if that's corny and that's foul, let's wait. If that's corny and that's foul, that she's not backing her. If that's corny and foul, and you know it's true. It's corny and foul. Right? So if that's corny and foul, you're gonna sue her ex-man and not tell her that you're suing him? I'm gonna wait. Because it's your friend still. So how the hell you don't tell your friend that you're suing her ex-man? What type of grimy or schemy or slimy shit is that? What are you really on? I'm not gonna find out that you're suing this guy. He's the big guy. I'm suing him already. What are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? And you trying to sue for like 10 million anyway. So how you trying to sue for like 10 million, but you ain't telling nobody nothing? Come on, keep it against it, bro. Keep it against. Oh, fuck, it's in there. Hey, mini shots in there. Salute to y'all, man. Yeah, bro. I'm on Instagram live too. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. You already know the vibes. You already know the vibe. Shout out to everybody in the building. It's just crazy though. It's just crazy when you think about the situation. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's get back to the case though. Shout out to everybody on Instagram. Everybody joining me on YouTube now. You already know the vibe. Head over on YouTube. I'm on YouTube now. You already know the vibe, man. Just post that up just like that, bang. Ain't got time to drag it. Hold up, let me just go TikTok live. I can't do too much with talking on TikTok. TikTok is something different. They be ready to just shut me down every day, homie. This is day 29, homie, of the Diddy Trial. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Made it to day 29 of this thing. All right, cool. We live on TikTok too. All right, cool. Salute to everybody, man. We live on TikTok. You already know the vibe. Get it up, get it up. Hike up them like your girlfriend's skirt. And I know I can say that on TikTok. So watch your mouth feel straight. TikTok be acting up with me, bro. Everything I said, they be trying to get me. Anyway, boom. She was employed at the London hotel. Wait, look. They said they got to prove that the person took the person and they didn't consent and they took them to another place by force or fear. And that is not the statute that they charge, and that doesn't prove force or fear. This is not what they charge. So maybe the government made a mistake on this part. We got to look into that because they said they made a mistake on that charge. They didn't charge them the right way, actually. She said Combs snuck her into the hotel, like I said, but said she can't stay at the house. Why you want to stay there? Like I told you, Kid Cudi, no evidence. Puff was there. Man didn't even have no security thing. Only thing in the front, the thing was pushed to the side. I think in the front of the mat because he had a front camera. I think that only pushed to the front of the mat. But I don't think he had no ring, and I don't think he had no cameras in the house, which is kind of crazy for a crib that's in the Hollywood Hills. You know what I'm saying? It's probably only his house in the Hollywood Hills. It's like this. Okay, we live on both. We live on TikTok and YouTube. Everybody on TikTok, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Y'all get up all the likes, do all the things that in there. Y'all know on TikTok what y'all supposed to be doing. Okay, I ain't no TikTok, homie. I'm YouTube, so you know what's going on. But shout out to my TikTok. I'm trying to get up my TikTok back. Y'all got to get the weight up, not your hate up. It's great. I can say that on TikTok, right? Because that's what they're getting up. Boom. All right. Kid Cudi, like I said, no evidence that Puff was even there at the relevant times. There's no evidence Puff was there at the relevant times. No. Yes, allegedly Capricorn Clark said he was outside. He seen Puff did donuts. Sonic and Tails out the spot. Yeah, we remember that. But was he there? Was he not? This nigga like Kaiser Sophie allegedly. You know what I mean? This nigga like Kobayashi. I know y'all seen Usual Suspects. Puff like Kobayashi, legend. Puff is like Kobayashi. Great. If you ever seen Usual Suspects, Puff is there and then he's not there, legend. So that's reasonable doubt. Was Puff there? Was Puff not there? But guess what though? Also, besides Puff there, Puff not there, they got a female DNA on the daggone Molotov cocktail. Female DNA in a Molotov. What's going on with that? Female DNA's on the Molotov cocktails. Besides that, we got and then at the time when he told Puff about his car, Puff said, "What? I don't know nothing about your damn car." So what happened? What? What are you saying? How you talking with the Austin thing? You really can't prove it, bro. What's going on for real now? We got female DNA. This man so fool, he ain't got no security in his house. And when he told me, I told myself, I ain't snitch on me. I said, bro, I don't know what car? What car? Best answer Puff could have said for this. What car, homie? Or say nothing at all. So let's just toss that. Let's just toss that out the window. Yeah. So he never forced Cassie to have no SEX. The government failed to prove that he has met that mens rea. He never forced her for the e-course. He never forced her for the e-course ever. Likes up, hike up the likes like your girlfriend skirt. I can say that on TikTok. Last night, yeah, me and her. Tell her. But did that to make him happy, like I said, but she never communicated that. They saying they never really communicated that she really wanted to stop the free course like that. Because the messages was really about them going back and forth in this toxic relationship more than people saying stop and I don't want to be a part of this. There's more that than that, basically. Let's keep it real. You know what I mean? So it's one of those numbers. Like I said, the many text messages, he wanted the FOs. He was violent domestic, but this is not as trafficking. She had fights in the eco. When she had the fight in the eco, like the one we say in the assault video, she was able to leave. She left. And when she left, you can see he came back. This is what the defense is saying. He came back when he retrieved the things he wanted to retrieve, which is whatever he wanted, and his phone or whatever he had in his hand. He actually calmed down. He actually sat down right there, and he actually wasn't hitting it no more. He wasn't doing those things anymore. He actually wanted what she had, which was in her possession. So this is what the defense was saying from the very beginning, and he also came back to land that same plane again here. Okay, cool. So and they said prior to her leaving, though, remember, because she could leave a FO when she wanted, she would run out of these things and leave when she wanted to. This is what the defense is saying. They said prior to that, they had a FO, and it was consensual the whole night before. She ran out. It was all consensual FO. Then at a point when she get whatever, hit the switch, and she get happy feet, and she out the door. You know what I'm saying? Count 4, they didn't prove that he coerced Jane. Like Cassie, she said that she did it. Like Cassie, she loved that alone time, and she was the only one that could make him happy in this fashion as well. She did the FOs on her own and benefited from them, like the house and the love contract as well. They said that the government shouldn't be able to prove this fraud about the Jane, like the Turk's trip that didn't occur, that she wanted. This is fraud because of this. This is a false promise, and that's not enough to prove fraud. That's like anybody in a basic relationship. You know what I mean? You and men be doing these things, making promises, things that I'm going to get you or we going to get you. But now it's like you holding me to this and I frauded you because I didn't keep the contract or something that I'm about to do. What? I frauded you? Stop. People lie to each other every day. I'm trying to get Becky Necky from you. What's wrong with you? What am I supposed to do? You going to do it? No. You're not. Sometimes. So don't be fooled. Yeah, you got to be smart and don't do it. But guess what? It's going to go down. It's going to go down. So why not? It's not. All right, boom. So, okay, hold on, wait. All right, cool. They said what matters is what a reasonable person would do. Now, in this case, because, they're comparing what the Cassie or the Jane is doing, right? The testimony. But when you're breaking it down, you have to compare it to what a reasonable person would do in this situation. That's how you can understand if it's force, coercion, fear, or whatever the hell's going on. You have to compare it to what a reasonable person would do in the situation. This is how they kind of comparing it. Okay, so I'm just writing down this as Shapiro was talking. This is what I'm writing. So I'm not writing my own thoughts. I'm writing what she's talking about. So we could get to understanding it. If we got to come back on it, if we need to do our researches on it to get right on it, then we could do that. But this is exactly what she said. When I read stuff, I get transcripts. So when I read it, I'll read transcripts to you. But I just be giving people the transcripts. I like to show love to people. It's not that serious to me. But I could have been reading the transcripts from day one because I am the one that gets it. And I'm the one that tells the people. Okay? Have I been reading transcripts to you? No. It's not that serious. Once again, I don't cloud chase the damn trial. But yet everybody here is rocking with me out of love. So just slide in the Astro buckets. You know what I mean? Don't slip. Don't slip. The niggas just have to slip and falls in the Astros, in the Egos. Anyway, so boom. Everyday promises. They went into lit vac. Jane's subjective belief. They said that Jane's subjective beliefs are what the government are. This is what they're relying on. She has subjective beliefs, and that's what they are relying on. But they're trying to push them like facts. We also have to remember that the government, not the government, the defense started opening arguments saying, listen, the government, they said the government is going to try. This is what they said. They said the government is going to try, okay, to put people in that box that could testify to RICO and type of S trafficking, but they ain't got nobody that's really going to testify to that. They are going to try. And now when you're looking at the case for real, it's like, maybe they did try. Because who did they get to really testify to RICO for real? Who did they get to really testify to this trafficking thing for real? For real? Yeah, we got some people, but it seemed like people were scorned. Seemed like people wanted more. Seemed like people wanted money. Seemed like people who got money, Cassie, whoever, people got money. It seemed like more than just whatever it is. Because everybody kept going back to a point, and if some people had a chance to be back or be with him, they would be. And the different circumstances, they still would be with him. Feel me? So maybe they didn't get their cup of tea that they want. So we got to factor those things in. Even though Puff is a wild guy, BMW shout out to my guy. You know what I'm saying? But even though Puff is a wild guy, he's very domestic, he's very wild, he's very crazy, he's very abusive. He's a lot of stuff, man. He's an addict, he's wild, he's mad stuff, bro. You know what I mean? Some people call him monster if they want to. But that doesn't mean that he's a trafficker, is it? Could be, but has the government proved this? Beyond a reasonable doubt. So has the government proved it beyond a reasonable doubt? That's what we're dealing with here. That's it. Likes up, TikTok, everybody run that up. Because I don't be on the talk too much because y'all be showing me love, Todd. I don't be showing me love. Okay, cool. Just a quick update, man, on some of this work, man, so that some people just can understand what the hell's going on. I do have some other stuff that I do want to break down. They never charged they said they never charged the S trafficking with Jane until this is crucial though. They said they never charged the S trafficking. Remember, he got an S trafficking charge. They never charged this S trafficking with Jane until June 18th of 2024. Right? So it's like, when was you what? When was you what? When? You've been dealing with Puff since like what, 20? Since like what, 2020 or something like that? But they charged this the trafficking in 24. Why? You was disgruntled. You was all these things. Why? Was you really on that? Was that really your vibe? Was that really your bop? Was that what you really wanted for Puff those times? No, you didn't. A lot of those people in there that's testifying still talking like they got love for Puff. And they don't want Puff to go down for the count. Maybe they want him to see something. Maybe, I don't know. They ain't testifying like they want him to burn. And if somebody did all these things to you, you'd want them to burn, bro. Sure. You're like, what? He did it. You dumb, you dumb. That's what you would say. You don't care. You don't watch it on TV. You don't watch it on TV, bro. Who did it to you, man? Him in the grave. No, not him in the suit. Next to him. That's my abuser. Stop. You didn't see it in a movie like, damn, son, felt it on Law and Order. You done seen it. Say, damn, I felt that one. It really was him in the court. Think about it, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, bro. The fight on June 18th to the 19th at Jane's house, they have improved the effect of interstate commerce. Or the escort travel to LA, where the escorts pay for the SEX or where they pay for their time. It's a big one. Where they pay for the time, where they pay for the SEX, because they never said they was toots. They never said they was toots, homie. What? So what are you talking about? They never said they was toots. Cassie never said they was toots. What you doing? Cassie never said they was toots. They never said they was toots. So what you doing? What are we doing with this? Feel me? That's a whole nother thing. Yeah, man, it's a lot. But we got to get the ruling on the Rule 29B. We are going to get the ruling on the Rule 29B. It's a lot, man. We got Punch. I am going to go into some other topics too as well, but I don't know, man. After all of that, you just do a couple of look, man, let me copy this link. After all of that, you just do 15 minutes. Imagine to a jury, though, how that plays out, right? Imagine how that plays out to a jury. Think about this, right? Link in the chat. Think about this, though. How this plays out to a jury, all right? The jury is waiting for the defense, right? Obviously, they hear a case from the prosecution for all these weeks. So they're like, yo, bro, the defense better have a good argument because these defenses, I mean, the prosecution is cooking probably, or they not, or whatever they feel. And then the defense gets up to bat and they say, we ain't even swinging, bro. We're not doing that. We ain't calling nobody, bro. Nah, bro. They give you the case, all right, we just gonna give you that, bro. What happened? We defended already, live. We defended that. Every time we cross-examine, whatever, we've already defended. Now we're just gonna come together and show you what's wrong and how they done played themselves. And that's it. And we getting out the way. We done. That's gangster. That's bold. That's a bold one. That's a bold one. That's a bold one. Straight. So this is like a swing for the fence. But is it or not? I don't know. I don't know. Did I drop it? Oh yeah, I did drop it. Uda, Donut, and the TMZ, but come on, what happened? Now I told you, I don't know what was the real problem between Donut and the TMZ. Because I just heard somebody, my man came and was like this. Yo, why everybody running by the steps where they see? Because you know we be outside all the time and looking for the cars and who's coming. So I go over there and look by the side of the street and I don't see nothing. No, ain't nothing blinking over there. But then he like, no, they like, yo, over this side by the court, by the door. Something going on. So I run over there to see what the hell's going on. But I'm running with my camera at first. You know, I'm trying to catch a blooper or something. So when I run over there, I see it's still not, and I see it's the TMZ. So I'm like, okay, I ain't really gonna film it, right? So boom. So she don't really be like being on the camera too, so whatever. So I ain't film it, right? So I just came over there, and they was arguing or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? He was going on, but he was over there by where she was. But then he walked away from where she was and came back to where we was all sitting over there. But he was still standing up and he was beefing. Well, you know, you talking this and beef or whatever. And she came over, was walking towards him like, okay, what? I'm not scared of you, what? You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, or whatever. And he was like, what? Like, get your man out here. I will knock your man out. So he's going on. But as he was walking, she was walking towards him. So he ended up picking up a cone, but not like the regular orange cone. He picked up like this big, it's like this long ass cone. It's like this, bro. But it's like a wet floor cone. You know what I'm saying? Because you know you probably have the little short ones in the building. This is like a big one for the street to show that the water's running here, to make sure that everybody sees this cone. It's a long, hard, plastic, yellow cone. Feel me? So Salute Tanya, salute everybody in the chat. Yeah, Charlene, hey y'all. I'm gonna salute y'all, right? So boom. So, the link's in the chat, man. Any y'all could come up and chat with me. Man. It's like for anybody, it's not that serious. Y'all can come talk to me, it's not that serious. I give y'all time to speak. I speak some which I think about all this nuts so stuff. But yeah, y'all can ask me questions live if you want to. I got a little bit of time. You know what I mean? Kind of like a half an hour. Y'all can come talk about it. Yeah, so he grabbed the cone. So I don't know, because remember, everything's happening that fast. He like, yo, what? You up there? But I'm like, yo, hold up. Yo, tap. So then he grabs the cone and he like this, and he puts the cone like this. Remember, the cone is mad long. The cone is like right there now. You holding your hands like this, straight. Not even joking. It's long action. So you hold it like this. So as soon as you just grab the cone, I'm like, hold up. I go to grab the cone. This damn cone, we're on federal property. It's a lot going on right now. Then you argue in front of here. That needs you being kicked out. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, I'm just trying to stop it real quick. You know what I mean? Because it's going crazy. But he's basically in his mind, he's saying like, but if she walking up on me, she could walk right into this. You know what I'm saying? Like Bob's. You know what I mean? Which is crazy. Because he didn't swing the cone. You know what I'm saying? Shit's mad heavy and hard. If he swung, that's just crazy. He didn't swing it. He's looking up like this. What? Back. Get out my face. What? You know what I'm saying? So I grabbed the cone, whatever, and then she was still like, what? I'm not scared of that from you. What? I'm still talking. Okay, have a good day, do not. Have a good day. Have a good day, do not. All right. Have a good day. It's all right. But he was there like, what? Hey, not talking to me. What you still talking to me for? He was going off like, yo, why you still talking to me? Going off. I mean, and then it ended up fizzling out. And then he went back to live and cooking about his channel. Because you know something happened with his channel and all that. But yeah, bro. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Crazy work, nasty work. Nasty work, yo. Nasty work. I don't know what the hell. I don't know. That shit happened mad fast and I walked into it. But I be trying to diffuse it. I don't be just trying to see it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? If it's some ops or somebody else, I don't know who they are. Maybe, man, get out of here. Yo, I'm not. But you know what I mean? I ain't really bragging it. I ain't chasing it. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I came in the middle just to try to get that out the way. Sometimes we'll just be right there in the nick of time, bro. Because come on, bro, you done been here. We done been here for a minute, right? Now let's say you get into some whatever curve about. Usually when we argue with each other, it's about nothing. Thank you, whoever just sent that gift. I appreciate you, Queen, on TikTok. Salute to everybody sending gifts. Salute to everybody getting the likes up. I love y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to On Go on YouTube. I need all my people on TikTok to be a part of On Go. Y'all already On Go over here. This is the Go Network. Everything's on Go. Everybody's on Go. But remember, we always going to be on Go together. That's the only way to be on Go. All right? So if you watch my channel, that's what you see. You see love. You see me putting people on Go, timing up people, linking people, helping people. That's what you see me doing. You don't see me running around with no other missions. You see me helping people, supporting people, men, women, all races, colors, all that. I mean, age ranges, all that. Look through all my streams, go on my YouTube, go on my channels. You'll see this. That's what I'm on. So it's not like one thing I'm doing with this person or with Mama Combs or who, what. I did the same thing with Cassie's mom. So what? Doesn't matter. Even though me and Cassie, just me and you, one time in the eco, hola, I told you. She told me, Diddy's in the corner and Diddy in the corner. That's what she told me, bro. I said, don't tell me nothing. I was busting Cassie like this while she was thinking of the song. I was busting. Straight. And I got to talk right in TikTok. So I'm trying to do this as I'm doing this and make it as funny while I'm doing this for TikTok. Because TikTok is a beast. They be wilding on me. Heard? I said one of these things, they try to clip my homegirl channel. I'm like, hey, nah, you got to message them and tell them it was just some stranger that walked by and talked on your channel. And she hit him. That's what, I don't think this one. Listen, me and Cassie was in the oil ups. Me and her was in the oil ups. Straight. TikTok can't tell me nothing about oiling up. Right? We was in the oil ups. So now I told her, don't tell me nothing. I don't want to know what Diddy's doing. But she kept trying to tell me that Diddy's in the corner. Right? When she thought of the song, it's just me and you, because I was waiting for Cassie. Cassie wasn't waiting for me. Right? I was waiting for her. She was waiting for me too because I was going my way. I skateboarded to the hotel. I skateboarded to the Trump Hotel International. I live in New York. I skateboarded there, bro. That's how I got in because I had an ad in Craigslist for some skateboard business. And I skateboarded there, home like this, straight there, across the bridge and all that, right? From Brooklyn to Manhattan. And when I was doing it, I told her to focus on me. She kept trying to tell me what Diddy was. Because when I got there, she said, my man's going to pop up, but you know what I mean? You're not going to see him. He's going to come into the room. And he came into the dark room with the candles over here with me and her back. You know? So she kept trying to tell me that Diddy's in the corner. I didn't know about that. I said, focus on me. Okay? And that's how she came to the song. Yeah, I've been waiting. Said I want to make that move. And Diddy in the corner. Yeah, I've been waiting. Oh, so they wanna make that move. Yeah, and Diddy in the corner on his chicken, son. Allegedly seasoning, jerking his chicken. You know what I mean? Straight. Got that thing on the barbecue on me because one of the escorts said that when Diddy was beaten, they said that it sounded like Sasquatch feet. Thundering, shaking the concrete. Like, no, the lyrical things is taking place. Fucking with me, I'll see your date safe. Yes, with the breathing. Oh, Gangland Nim in the building. My dogs, man. Shout out to bro Gangland Nim, man. You already know the vibe. Y'all run my boy up. You sure y'all run my boy up, man? Right. No content creator in that point. I mean, he on the West Coast though, so he be cooking. He be cooking on the West Coast. He be cooking all that, no jump stuff and all that. He be cooking on Kiwi head. He be cooking on Adam 22 and all that. Trust me, son. Trust me, bro. You know you had jokes on Adam 22 at least one time or another in your life. Trust me. Just because I'm off that content, I was doing this. I'm getting back there too. Don't worry. So I need y'all to time up with my boy Liam. So when I get back over there, dust off the machine over there and get back on their koofies over there in the no jumper sphere, which is my first sphere of this channel. So shout out to the whole no jumper sector, all of the people that's in there, all of us. I'm in there too. But yeah, make sure you subscribe to my bro name, Skanks. Gang gang. Shout out to the whole gang gang. You already know, but your word, son. Nigga Diddy was in the corner, son. Seasoning his meats. Seasoning his meats on me. Allegedly, Diddy. Hold up, this nigga calling my phone. Diddy. But you got a cell phone in the building? What's going on, Diddy? Chill, Diddy. I know you're allegedly running. Diddy. I'm telling my joke, Diddy. What happened? Why every time I tell my joke, Diddy don't let me rock on it? We from New York, Diddy. You know we roast each other. Diddy, Cassie said you was in the corner. What you want me to do? You were seasoning or frying your chicken, Diddy. What you want me to do with this? Come on. Stop. All right, Diddy, I got you. All right. Yo, Diddy, can I ask you though? Did they take baby oil off the canteen? Or you can still get that? Or you get Vaseline or Palmer's cocoa butter? What you get? You gonna tell me later? All right, cool. Diddy told me to tell y'all oil up. Listen, oil up. That's what Diddy told me. Y'all oil it up. Okay, let's not do this. He said do it. You know what I mean? He said let's not do this. Now, Candy, yo, we haven't seen that. Yo, Candy's wild. That's my homie. And she popped out. I said her name 2 times today. I mean, my homegirl said her name 2 times. And I messed up and I said her name once. So she popped out like Candy Man on me, bro. Shout out to my guy. What up? Melly
What
Mel.
up, man?
Mel, what's going on, my brother? Shout out to my guy, Mel, watching the world.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, man.
Anything you want, brother. My guy,
I'm
Mel.
good. Hold on 1 second. I didn't know you was gonna pop me on so fast.
I didn't know who was there, so I could bring you down for a second. I got you. I'll get you right. You get right. Thought you was ready, but yeah, man. This is what we doing, man. We here, we rocking.
We good, brother.
All right, hold on, my man. Bring my man up, man. Bring my man up. Hold on, let me bring myself down. Melly
All
Mel,
right,
what's
here we
going
go.
on? How you feeling, man? What's going on?
It's your boy.
What's going on, Mel? How you
What's
feeling?
happening?
See you putting in the work, brother. See you putting in the
Yeah,
work.
man. Definitely putting in the work. Trying to be like you.
I'm trying to cook up, man. I'm trying to be like my Uncle Jesus, bro. He inspired Kanye. I'm trying to make him give me a little blessing.
Tell me all about it, right? So who was it that got into it at the courthouse? I saw when you went over there with your camera, but I think it was too late.
Oh yeah, no, Donette, do not.
But who was the other? I knew it was him, but who was the other person?
TMZ, the TMZ girl. Word, homegirl. The
Really?
TMZ, the cool girl.
What?
Yeah, bro. I was like,
I
man.
thought you was gonna say it was Jacqueline. I was gonna say that's just par for the course.
No, the TMZ girl. I'm like, what?
What?
And he was going off. I'm like, what the hell's going on? So then she was walking up towards him, and then he picked up this cone or whatever, this cone, this wet cone or something. So I'm like, yo, just chill. I ain't know. But he didn't pick it up, swing it. He just picked it up and say, what, back up? Or whatever. And then he was like, yeah, I'll beat your man up or something like that.
Wait,
she was like, what?
You talking about the black girl?
The black girl, the one that's
Oh man, what?
I mean, but yeah, he had some. I didn't see Donat walk up in there like this. Somebody like, you never seen him fight Armon Wiggins? I'm like, oh, I never seen them niggas fight. Remember, I'm around Armon sometimes. I'm around him. I don't think I'm in any shit. I don't give a fuck. But look, I'm like, they showed me the video. They're not walking inside, so they like it's some little party or something. They're not walking, and then you see they're not go out. They niggas is wild. I was like, yo, they crazy. They're not.
Yo, wait. He was fighting with Armon?
I guess this was back in the past. I guess something happened.
Oh, okay, man.
They had the issues in the past too. So this goes to show you so many things about sometimes have issues out there. You know what I mean? But I be on some. I mean, pull it together. I don't really be on that type of ops, you know.
Wow, man. Oh man, it's a lot of
You
drama,
know,
right?
the whole cat fight, bro. Whole cat fight. Straight.
Bro,
They got rocking them. At least they both will get a shaking though. So shout out to them.
Yeah. Straight up, man. So what's up? What do you think? Where you at with this case, man? You had enough? You ready to go in?
See what's going on, my Frico or Rico, bro. Frico or Rico. Was this a saddle up gone wrong? Was this a saddle up gone wrong, bro? Like, I don't know. But for defense to just take 15 minutes, just rest, it's just, I just don't know.
Well, let me tell you this, right? This is just my opinion. It's only worth maybe 5 cents.
Yeah.
It's okay to do all that. It looks great as long as you win. If you don't win, bro, you're going to have a serious problem on your hand because then people are going to say, yo, you didn't fight. So it's risky if you ask me. If I was the defendant, I don't know if I could sit there and just let it go down like that. I'm just saying I'm a strategist, you know, type of guy. So
yeah.
I don't know about that, brother, but as long as they win, everything is good. They're gonna come out like heroes. But if they don't win and you didn't bring up a witness, bro, it's not gonna go down on the books in a pleasant way. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Man, that's gonna be crazy if they lose this,
bro. Listen,
great.
The sheet does not add up, brother. The verdict sheet.
Yeah. Why? What'd you say about that?
It's a little different. It's more simplistic. It's a little scary, if you ask me.
In which ways?
Well, if you pull up, look at the verdict sheet. Let's go through it, right? Number one of the verdict sheet, they're basically the A portion of racketeering is Capricorn Clark, her kidnapping that occurred in L.A.
Yeah.
So the B portion of it is the kidnapping that happened in New York, right?
Yeah.
But check this out. I was focused on that. And then today, Shapiro brought out that Cassie was kidnapped and held up in the hotel room. I had forgotten about that. I'm like, why did the defense go there unless it's on the sheet too? Remember today she talked about that. So now that's three counts of kidnapping. Yeah. But the sheet from the prosecutors only have 2 counts. The count with Kid Cudi.
Yeah.
Right. He came to the house in the morning with the gun, banging on the door, said, you know, we're about to go kill this N-word, right?
Yeah.
Went to Kid Cudi's house. She places them inside his crib. Like, that's a serious matter. I don't know how people are just looking at it like, oh, that's no big deal, right? So then the B portion is in New York when the jury is that your background or mine?
Oh yeah, my background doing what?
It's like there's some noise in the background, almost like a TV or somebody talking. I don't know. I don't think it's mine though. But anyway, it's gone now. Okay, so the B portion of that is when Capricorn Clark says that Diddy had bought the jewelry from Jacob the jeweler for the event. They were doing the show. It was a Jesus piece, diamond necklace, bracelet, and also a watch. And she was going through the airport. She saw that it was missing. She called back to 440 Broadway, told them to lock down the place. They locked it down. They searched everybody. They couldn't find the jewelry. She came back to that location. Then they started looking at her like, well, maybe you have it. So then she says Uncle Paulie took her back to her Queens apartment. They searched her apartment. She had a roommate. They searched the roommate too. When they couldn't find the jewelry, Uncle Paulie allegedly told her, listen, this is not the end of it. So the next morning he came and got her, took her to this warehouse. Well, technically they were in between two offices, the old and the new. So the new one was under construction. She says, they basically pulled her into this building, took her to the building, locked the door from the outside behind her. She went up to the 6th floor and she saw this man sitting there about 5 times as wide as her. And he's smoking like a freight train, one cigarette after the other. He's like, if you don't pass this lie detector test, B, you're going to end up in the East River. So, then she told that story. So that's the second kidnapping, right? So that's what's on this sheet. Now, today, again, as I had mentioned, Shapiro, she threw me off when she talked about the kidnapping that happened with Cassie that I had forgotten about. Where Cassie was basically, now, when we went through the case weeks ago, I didn't see it as a kidnapping. Diddy hit her in the eye, allegedly. So they put her up in this hotel room and she couldn't leave. So that is being framed as a kidnapping. That's crazy to me to hear Shapiro talking about that today. That's not, I didn't see that within the main, the top 5 points. If you go, is that the sheet? Can you go back to
I think these are the sheets, right? Hold on, let me just make sure. Cause I was just gonna go to Pacer and find them, right? I can find them on Pacer too, right? The verdict sheet where count 1 racket paid. How did you find the defendant Sean Combs with respect to count 1? Right?
Yeah.
Guilty. If you have found a defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity that the defendant agreed would be committed involved kidnapping, including attempted kidnapping, aiding and abetting kidnapping, or conspiracy to committing kidnapping in violation of California law. Proven, not proven. If you have found that the defendant guilty of count 1, then please indicate whether the pattern of racketeering activity the defendant agreed would be committed involved kidnapping, including attempt in the same way. Proven, not proven. Then on this side it says,
okay. So, but you see those 2 you just hit. One of the kidnappings was in California. The other one was in New York. So the New York one is clear. Do you think that the A, if you go back to the one for California, do you think that's the one about Cassie, or do you think it's about the incident where she said she was kidnapped in regards to Kid Cudi?
No, because Kid Cudi was involved in the LA situation. Kid Cudi lives in LA, but I think that could be involved with Cassie more than likely.
Okay, because Capricorn, she's at Kid Cudi's house, and they did initially frame that as kidnapping when they talked about how he basically took her from gunpoint over to Kid Cudi's house. So, it's just not clear.
Well, Kid Cudi lives in the Hollywood Hills in LA. So he was in LA and it was chasing. So allegedly when Diddy was supposed to be chasing him in his Escalade Cadillac and he was in a 911, he was driving through LA. You know what I'm saying? So that's where he was going on. That's why it's shocking that he didn't have security or ring cameras and stuff like that in his house. I could prove that Diddy was actually there when he was actually living in the damn Hollywood Hills. All he had was a camera in the front that was posted up towards the mat. So they just came and pushed that to the side, and you didn't see whoever went inside the house.
Right. When I read A, I assumed it was Capricorn Clark when Diddy came and got her. But now, based on what Shapiro was saying today, she made it seem like maybe it's talking about when Cassie was held up in that hotel room.
In the London hotel in New York. The London hotel, New York, because after allegedly she was, I think, assaulted, she was put to stay in a hotel, but in the London hotel, but she wanted to go to Diddy's house. She asked, I think, to go to Diddy's crib. You know what I mean? She asked to go to Diddy's crib, but then she ended up getting put in the London hotel. I think this is the altercation when she got the gash on her eye. Remember, she got assaulted. I think this is the same day when Kerry Morgan and Deontay Nash jumped on Diddy back, and she got the gash. And then they said D-Rock was made to put it to the plastic surgeon, set her up to get the gash thing. Dealt with plastic surgery, remember? I think that's the situation that they was referring to, and it's all in London, in New York.
Oh, okay. Okay. So I don't know why they don't define it a little bit more clear.
Yeah. So today she said after the assault, we went to this hotel, but she was able to get out. Remember, she was also testifying to a case. Remember, I think it was the London when she said she was in a hotel and she wanted to go home and see her mom, and she wanted to go home, but she was talking to the security. They said, "Who do you ask?" Remember Cassie's testimony. They said, "Who do you ask?" She said, "No, I was talking to the security and the people like that." It's like, "Yeah. So how did you end up getting out the hotel?" She said she was there for a week. They said, "How you end up getting out?" She said she ended up getting out when Diddy came to the hotel one day and told her, "Yo, we're going to go to the studio. Get ready. You could go out." So after a week of her healing up or whatever, and then I think they showed pictures of her out and showed that I think she had glasses over her eyes, and they showed that she was going out around those times or something when they started showing pictures of Cassie. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that's what they're doing with the Cassie thing. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Is it a long shot? Are they just, you know what I mean, will it stick to the wall? But my question is, did the prosecution really show you something that's really enough to give them 10, 15, 20, 30 a life? You know what I'm saying? If this was a movie, sometimes you got to take things out of its own elements to see them very clearly. I think that if this was a movie, which we all love good movies in our own right, if this was a movie, it'd be a whack movie. It'd been a DVD, Tubi, DVD movie. We don't even have DVD players anymore. You know what I mean? It's not that good of a movie. The movie was really good in the beginning, but the movie trailer is actually better than this actual movie because we all thought that this case would be more. We were getting more. We were hearing more about Diddy, more and more and more. We thought we would possibly get Jonathan Hardys. We thought we would get the victim number 3, the alleged Ginas. We thought we would, we was talking about we would get different things like this, you know what I'm saying, which we still haven't gotten. So now maybe the way the prosecution has laid out these characters in this movie maybe is the reason why people are bored, because how you enter your characters into a movie is what makes it good too. When do you add the villain? When do you add the heroine? When do you add the villain's homeboy? All of these different things in a movie. We've gotten the main characters from the very beginning. We got Diddy here. He's supposed to be the supervillain in their movie because the prosecution is making this movie. This is their movie.
Right.
Now we got heroine, which is Cassie. We got her from the very beginning. So it's not like we get to the end and see King Kong with Jane, not Jane Doe, but King Kong and Jane, right? So we don't get to build up to that. He got her and probably and all that. We don't get to that. We just get Cassie in the beginning. So we get the meat and potatoes early in the movie. So it's like, let's say it's a DVD or let's say it's a series that we watching like Game of Thrones. So we got this Cassie and all the stuff in the beginning. Yeah, we got these other people coming in, these other actresses or actors that's coming in. But are they as big as Cassie? No. So we're still looking for a starlet or a star that's going to come in, and we never really got that. We got these other little characters. We got these other little hors d'oeuvres after getting this main thing, and we still all want more. And everybody that's listening, even if you think that he's guilty, you know that you want more too. So that's why I asked the question, is it a FRICO or is it a RICO?
Well, listen, here's my point of view. I think it's going to get tricky. I'll tell you why. I think the Capricorn came across as pretty solid on these kidnappings. So if listen, I've been in the courtroom every day.
I know.
I was there in the main courtroom for jury selection, also for the trial. Listen, the chick went up there, man. She told solid stories. I never questioned anything about the kidnapping. I questioned her when she talked about how she had a crush on Diddy. So then I started to think, she was also out for money and so forth. But when it came to the kidnapping stories, she told it so vivid, almost like a movie, that it really stuck out to me.
Yeah.
So
But the nappings? Yeah, but was it really napping? Okay, even in the lie detector test, like the defense said today, even when
okay.
it comes to this lie detector test in these 5 days that she was there, all right, she still went back home, even though she was talking about she was in a room with his daughter and open out the outside of the place and all of that. But she still was able to go back home, and all of this was happening, taking place because of this jury, and yet she was doing it because not because she was forced or threatened, because she said out of her own testimony is this would prove her innocent, and that's she just had to get through it. So judging by your own testimony, you would say you doing this because you threatened, you forced you this, right? Naturally, no. She says she did it because this would prove her innocence, and this is the only way, and she had to get through it. And yet she still was working with this person and still wanted to work with this person throughout the times.
I get that because they're all in it for the clout. They also in it for the money. It's a big deal to be running around with Diddy. But what I'm saying is the government is focusing on the kidnapping as far as racketeering. That's what they're focusing on.
Yeah.
So if the jury members really felt like she was telling a real story and she was really kidnapped, it doesn't matter if they got married down the line. None of that really matters. They're focusing on the kidnapping and whether or not it came across as being legitimate. And I think when you look at the jury that we have, and I'm sitting there watching these people every day, and you look at how the jury is put together, I think it's going to be a big problem.
I think so too. I know, man.
Everybody's saying, "Oh, it's not this, it's not that, or whatever."
Oh no, it's elements of these things.
But
though.
this is serious.
It happens. We see these elements of all these things, right? But I just say, is it strong enough for them to want to give a person 10, 20? Because look, we got 5 charges, basically, right? We got the 2 traffickings, which is 15 each. We got the 2 tuitions, Jane and Cassie's one, which is 10 each. And then we got the RICO, that's life. So we're thinking about a jury of regular people. You know what I mean? Is these things strong enough to make them say, we're going to give them 15, we're going to give them both the trafficking? Damn near, if you're guilty of one of these traffickings, you're guilty of the other one. If you're guilty of one of these tuitions, it's going to be hard to not be guilty of the next one. You know what I mean?
Listen, let me tell you something, brother. I'm just trying to, try to navigate this thing.
Yeah, I know.
One of Agnifalo's last clients, right?
Mm-hmm.
The guy got 120 years for RICO. I could show you on record. That's a problem, man. His last client got 120 on a New York RICO.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is who you have representing you, man. I know they have a dream team, but let's say your neighbor, right? Let's say it's not on camera, but your white neighbor says that you kidnapped him. Based on his word, he comes to court and he testifies it. Do you think they will lock you up because your white neighbor said you kidnapped him for 3 hours on a Saturday night? Based on his testimony, do you think it's possible that they will convict you?
Based on whose testimony?
The white man.
Which white man?
I'm saying you had a white neighbor. I'm giving you a hypothetical
Give me the scenario,
situation, right?
Give me the
In
scenario.
America, we're in America, right?
Yeah, in America.
Based on his words, do you think brothers are actually in prison based on this type of testimony?
Yeah, man, of course, man, people in jail for everything. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the government has proven the case for as best as they can prove this case.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The best that they can prove it. You know what I mean? A lot of things are outstanding. They try to probably catch them up on other things. So they've established all their little elements. Okay, I understand. Right. I'm not going against them establishing the elements. I'm not saying the government ain't established nothing. I never said that. Remember, I don't have no horse in the race. I'm in the middle of this.
Me either, what I'm saying is, though, the way they're framing it, they're trying to pin him down, and it's very dangerous if you ask me. This is just my opinion. If it was me and they're not calling any witnesses, it just don't look good, brother. I'm just telling you.
I think that's scary, bro.
I would want at least 2
weeks. I would want a week or 2 weeks just to call at least my 1-2 make my little claim. I don't know if I would go and testify because you might get cooked, but at least a week or something, 2 weeks after these people have been cooking for like 5-6 weeks. I don't know. I don't think the odds is really that good in that way, but you don't know. We just got to keep watching it. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, it could be a strategy that's playing out as well, because they may not feel that it's strong enough, because based on what the defense argued in these 15 minutes, it was pretty real what they was arguing though. You know what I'm saying? Whether you believe all the evidence of their argument, but they're saying
Right. Okay, let's say you're worried about bringing on D-Rock, Uncle Paulie, Capricorn Clark, because they're going to open up a can of worms under cross-examination. Now he has more problems. But can't you find a school teacher to say he was a good little boy in school? He ate all his vegetables. Like it seemed like they should bring on somebody somewhere. You know what I mean? But they're the professionals. But the problem is, if they lose and they didn't call any, people are going to say, oh my God, they didn't call. It's going to be a madhouse. That's just my opinion though. So
I think so. Either way, I think it's going to be up. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be up regardless. I think whether it goes, it's like an OJ trial, bro. Whether it goes right or wrong. You know what I'm saying? Me, I'm glad I'm not a jury. I mean, I'm glad I'm not the judge or a jury in this
Check
case.
this out. What about today, right? Comey is a heavy hitter, right? She's very sharp.
Yeah.
The way she came back on, I mean, she came back on like a boss, and she asked that agent, she was like, listen, did Diddy fly Cabral or whatever his name is across state lines to have sex or whatever?
Yeah.
Bro, that she came in with all the smoke. I mean, she really drove home the point that this is sex trafficking. I mean, she was coming in for the kill.
No, they was coming in.
You gotta respect that, bro. I mean, you see what I'm saying?
And they came with the top, with the flights and the records,
bro.
They're cooking with all of these financial records, all these things. They've been established in some of these things. I'm not saying they don't, bro.
But people
the bribery thing with the 50 and the 100, but was it bribery or was he buying the tape? So remember, everything is about creating reasonable doubt, bro. So that's what it's about. You got to be 100% sure. So if you have a slight chance of something that you're thinking, this is reasonable doubt. So if you have a slight chance to say, wait a minute, what could have been there, man? And a lot of stuff that I'm seeing in some things, there is some reasonable doubts. Whether you're questioning the intention of some of these witnesses, you're questioning something. Some people said things in the beginning that they never say now. So, I mean, they didn't say things in the beginning that they're saying now. So it's little things that you can factor in. You know what I mean? Because you got to look at the whole case. Some people are biased, so you're just going to look at it like, oh, he's guilty. So you're just going to believe all the witnesses you want to. Or you're going to say he's innocent, and you're not going to believe the witnesses at all. You know what I'm saying? So I try to be here with it. Sometimes I'm like, damn, the witness did say that. I believe them. And sometimes I don't. Like, I don't believe Flores when he said he put his arm in Diddy's chest and all this other stuff. But then when he said a man was in the room, Brian still cooked him, made him to seem like he was lying. Then Cassie came in and testified that what he said was the truth. So that was the truth. A man was in the room and his name was Jules. See what I'm saying? So how did the money go about with him? Because when he came onto the floor, he was saying Diddy had to pay for some broken damage and all that. So then he's saying like he's getting bribed. But then Diddy didn't have no money, he had a towel on. So maybe he's getting this money because he's also trying to fix this damage, or maybe he's trying to buy this tape, or you know what I'm saying? So they got these things that's in the middle to say, what's the real truth? And this is what a great lawyer is going to do. They're going to create reasonable doubts.
In my day-to-day, I'm an investor, right? So I'm trading tons of money every day in the stock market, right? I'm dealing with finances, and it's intense. So I've been sitting in this trial. They've been dropping some serious charges, man, back to back. I mean, they could choose between a good 20. You know what I mean? This is how well they've been laying. Like, for instance, count number 2, let's go back to the indictment, right? It was sex trafficking with force, fraud, or coercion, right? You know what they did? They proved force. They showed the video with her being dragged. They showed that Deontay Nash was getting beat on the back of the head. Mia was thrown up against the wall. The chef was beaten. So it's a lot of force going on. Right?
Got upside the head, got 30 grand for it.
They could have stopped with one, But then they went into coercion. They show you how she had a 10-year, 10-album deal. She only put out one album.
That's
And then
crazy.
she was
That's
locked
crazy.
away for 10 years doing free calls, right? So
Crazy.
that's the coercion with her. Then they also show coercion with Jane. Okay, do I need to break it down? No. Okay, but then guess what? After they proved those two items, you know what they did? They went and proved fraud. They spent 4 days last week saying that Diddy would promise her and fly her to, let's say, Florida and say, baby, I'm gonna wine and dine you. And then when she get there, there'd be a
Is
guy
that
pulling.
fraud or is that just lies that men say all the time? So now,
But check it out. Check it out. Check it.
We gonna have to charge every American because I'm saddling her up and I might promise her 1, 2 things, but does that mean I frauded her? Or is I'm gaming her like old school Max and all of that? Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, we all should be locked up.
No more now.
Right. We all should get locked up, right? Right. Absolutely. But check this out. This is where it gets tricky with the fraud.
Yeah.
Agnifilo, when he contested these 2 exhibits, 331, DX 331, 2 exhibits, right? In the exhibit, Jane wrote to herself that Diddy is a pathological liar. So that's the 2 exhibits they did not want to have put into the case because he would fly her out and say, I'm going to wine and dine you. And when she get there, there'd be a man there ready to freak her off. So that's where they're saying it's fraud because it's a material fact that's actually a lie. He defrauded her. That's what they spent 4 days hitting that too. So they've been trying to check every box is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I think the prosecution did what they had to do, and I think the defense did what I don't know if they did what they had to do.
In 15 minutes?
No, I'm not gonna say the defense did what they had to do. I think they should have or could have did more. If I was in Diddy's seat, I would have wanted more. That's just me personally, bruh. Juries is scary. Young Thug didn't believe in the jury so much, and he was gonna beat it. That's how scary a jury is. Brian still knew he was gonna beat that the whole time. That's why he took that case. Knew he was gonna beat it. But look, he took the plea, the little 15 whatever's, because he didn't want to go up in that jury is real, bro. I'm telling you, scary work with this jury. But do you want to put your life in the hand of the jury? I'm
just saying it's a scary situation. The way the government has been laying down their case, and also they have a 95, 98% conviction rate.
Yes, some 97 point something, 98. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So somewhere in that ballpark, they're heavy hitters, man. And today, the last 4 days, to think about it, they've been showing you people, places, and things with these charts. And behind the charts, when they show you, let's say for the meeting, Jules is there, Diddy, and Cassie, they show you the American Express that paid for it. 1,200's paid with cash. They show you the airline tickets. They show you the freaking flight numbers that the guy flew from JFK to LAX. They show you in the lobby of the hotel, they have Jules walking and they catch him on camera. They have metadata that he actually showed up. Then they show them the actual video in court, the actual sex tapes to show that the guy was hired to do this and he came and he did it. Like it's crazy, bro.
I know, man.
I'm just trying to say it's just not like a little cakewalk.
I see it like you, but I also know that it's other elements of stuff. It's not just that. Like I said, this movie was all right, but this movie wasn't the movie that we all want to see. We thought the movie would be better.
Right.
People are getting bored. People are tired with this thing. Yeah. You have to add these elements in. You know what I'm saying? So people some people up there could feel like the government should have gave them more. So we just got to factor that in. You know what I'm saying? They did what they had to do as far as what they had, right? But I don't know if they really did what they had to do in some elements because, look, you had 2 escorts. They didn't even corroborate each other. Bonna, her stories kind of could be questionable. She's talking about a person could be at 2 places at once in theory. Okay. Right. And we don't know if the story is exactly what happened with the balcony story. And if you really was at the balcony, why did you want to spend nights at Cassie house to catch up, wine, and smoking party that you wanted to do? If you felt like that, you would not go back to her Comstock location, even though you said it was at his Comstock location. But Cassie said it happened in the hotel. But you said it happened at the house. So why would you go stay at the house when Cassie had a knife stuck in that door just in case this dude allegedly popped up?
Serious business.
So what I'm saying. So it's like these little holes that we don't, I mean, with certain things, but they got bribery, they got this. Is it bribery? They just pay for a tape. It's a lot, Let me plug this in before it dies. But yeah, man, this is what it is, man. I ain't doing too much on this, though. I am gonna move to my next location, though. You know what I mean? I just stopped by to give y'all a live. My guy Mel popped in. You know what I'm saying? But I'm putting the crib to go live again, though. I'm gonna head to the crib and I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna y'all so you can see what the hell going on. Let me take out my mic. It might sound different, right? Charge this stuff. Oh, Betty, I can put this here. Oh, I'm gangster.
All right. So just real quick before you go, I'm gonna just pull this up real quick, right? Right here. It says the Southern District of New York boasts a very high conviction rate, with recent data indicating it's over 90% and potentially even higher, nearing 95%.
Yeah, man, they cooking. When they in that building, they cooking, man. We know that, man. But people beat them. People beat them. You know what I'm saying? You got to go to war. You could bust them in the head, son. You could. So don't think that it ain't, that you can't bust them in the head. You could. You know what I mean? But it's slim to none, the chances. And usually, people take pleas. And he's out of the plea door. So he's past that place. He's in no man's land. And he's got to go through with it. And they have backed themselves to say, yo, we not even, no defense is the best defense. We going on offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? No defense. So,
right.
Will it work? If it worked, it's going to be one of the greatest things that happened, one of the greatest strategies that happened on earth. Because if I was a jury member, I'd sit back, step and say, wait a minute, they're not going to challenge this? Maybe this case is trash. Let me rewind my notes. Let me rewind this case in my head and see the case that they really gave to me. Because these people didn't even think it was strong enough to challenge it. So maybe it's not there. So, maybe how you moving, people is just to believe it. You know what I mean? Maybe you moving with the confidence. Or maybe they going back. You know what I mean? So, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, we'll see, man. But thanks for having me on. I appreciate you, brother.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. I come on your channel if you want me to when I go to the crib. Just let me know because I seen you hit me. I'll come in.
Yeah, I called you about an hour ago. I was gonna have you come on tonight.
I was already live, but I'm glad you came over here and rock with me. But if you still wanted me to go on, just let me know.
Yeah, guys, I'm watching the World 777 on YouTube. If you want to come over. As far as the conviction rate, I read that for the guy in the audience that's having a little dance about it. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate it, brother.
Appreciate you, King. You know the vibe, man. Always love, brother.
Always.
It's my guy Mel watching the World 777.
Thank you, guys.
Always let us guy, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute to this brother. Mel watching the World 777. Yeah, everybody in the building. As a woman, I'm starting to feel that way. Who feels which way? Which way, Tanya? What's going on? Feel which way? You got your own way. You got your own trauma, Tanya. Okay? I'm not you. I'm not nobody. I got my own thing. I'm in the middle of this case. You have a bias. You saying niggas is guilty. I'm in the middle of everybody. I'm talking to prosecution. I'm talking to defense. I'm in the middle. So you can't believe me, but I'm in the middle so I can listen to you. But me in the middle, you can't listen to. As a bias. You the one with the bias. As a woman, you have a bias. You got to have a bias if you have it. But you have to understand, we're all going to have a bias. I have my own bias against Diddy. So don't get me twisted. I told you, I'm from Brooklyn. I love Biggie. Listen, we all got our own bias. I have a bias. I'm just talking about this case. That's it. And I'm saying, yeah, they showed us some stuff, but it's like, damn, this is man corny. You can't say it wasn't corny, bro. Even if you want Diddy to fry, just tell me, was this a good movie? It's all I want my people to tell me. Was this a good movie? Baby, Diddy said that they can't even. If he do get out, he's gonna be broke. Oh, he's gonna be beyond broke. No, if he get out, he's gonna sue, bro. He's gonna sue, son. He's gonna try to sue everybody in Africa, America, and Africa. He's gonna try to sue everybody. I don't know. He might get some money. You know what I mean? He could sue, son. Remember, wrongful imprisonment. He been in jail for 10 months. They didn't even give him a bail. They done did him greasy. Come on, son. He got some suits. So they don't want him to win nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't want him with nothing. They want him to at least get up out of there with 10 years on me. That's the plan on me. At least 10 years, man. Trust me. If you win a case, bro, you getting money, bro. It's a big thing, son. This man spent how much millions on this case? He's suing. He's come on, bro. He can't do this. You know what I mean? He spent millions, bro. He's trying to get bro, plus nobody popped out for him. Or you know he vexed. And nobody popped out for him. Come on, son. Oh, shit. What the hell going on with this? Oh, my bad. Let me put this. My bad. Hold up. What's going on? Hold up. My bad, Joe. TikTok be bugging, bro. I don't know what's up with TikTok. Join me on YouTube, man. I don't know. TikTok hot anyway. I'm rolling up trees. Bye. Straight. Rolling up trees on me. Bye. Okay. TikTok be acting oppy on me like a nigga can't roll up or something. Oh, you're not talking to me, right, Tanya? It wasn't me you were talking to? All right, you my baby. Come, Tanya, give me a kiss. I know I'm crazy. I'm like, what the hell I did? Sorry, I feel that way. I did to a woman. She's I'm sorry you feel that shit hurt my heart. Like, don't do that with me, Tanya. That shit triggered me. The fuck I did to you, Tanya? I ain't did nothing to you, baby. You know, I was one to oil you up. Straight. You got a mask on. You ain't got no profile. Boy, nah. She got the Kanye mask on. You know the shit you can't see the nigga face. Her profile picture. She got just the letter T. Oh, baby. She, baby. I was saying we all gonna have a bias, but guess what? I got one too. I keep telling y'all. People like, yo, he's biased. How, bro? What are you talking about? I'm just looking at this case, bro. I'm just looking at the case. You gotta watch from my first line on this. I've been here for jury selection. You gotta see how it's going like this. You see how it's just moving. But the first thing, I had to put my own biases on the table. I was like, yo, bro, I got biases. Straight. Tell you, bro. So I didn't start on no Diddy side at all. Not me, brother. Still in the middle. Don't know. Because they have proven a case here. But is it strong enough to give the man 10, 15, 20, 30 life? That's the question. If y'all feel he could get the 10, 20, because remember, if he get 115, he's obviously guilty of the next one. If you get one of the 10, which is a 10, which is the tuitions, he's obviously probably guilty of the next one. If he gets the RICO, it's lights out. So do you think that he deserved that based on his case, not based on who he is? Oh, yeah, Yvette said, damn, see? Some people said no, some people said yes. Yvette said, yeah, it'd be a damn good movie, nigga. Huh? If you feel like it. I think that the movie is kind of dry. They gave me some good stuff in the very beginning. Then they kind of, fluffed me, try to act like they were giving me something else, but they really didn't. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see it really personally. That's how I see it really personally. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how y'all see it. That's how I see it. I'm telling you, bro. I see it, bro. Probably he might walk out of there with a 10-piece. You know, when you in that system, they never try to let you all the way free. Bro. You know how it goes. The easiest thing is to do is get in jail. The hardest thing to do is get the hell out of me. Bro, anybody will tell you. See what I mean? Don't go there. It's hard to get out, bro. It's very easy to land yourself in there. You know what I'm saying? So, no, bro. It's a scary one, bro. But if Diddy busts it, it's crazy, bro. It's going to be a big party. Be a big party, bro. I mean, who's going to come? That's the question. Who's going to come? Because ain't nobody came out to pop off and said, is they going to come to the party? Craziest one in the world. What, they love him again after? No, bro. That'd be crazy to see, though. It'd be crazy to see how it happened because it kind of happened like that for OJ. But OJ's case was different. It was an M charge. This is kind of different. Some actual stuff. There's a lot of different stuff going on here. So we're not going to compare the two. But as in gravity, as in people being on sides, polarizing this case is very polarizing as well. So my question to everybody is Frico or Rico? That's what I'm on. Frico or Rico, homie. Boot up on go. Asking you the real question, homie. Feel me? Feel me out? Frico or Rico? Look, that's a little 10-piece nuggets. He said he might get a 10-piece nuggets. I don't know. How much you think you get a 10-piece, 20-piece nuggets? I don't know. He's trying to get up out of there with the sweet and sour sauce. Have the sweet and y'all be sour, homie, that I got him out of here sauce. That's what Diddy's trying to have. No, he ain't trying to have No nuggets, bro. He's trying to get up out of there with a sweet and sour sauce. I'm sweet, y'all sour, y'all tight that I got about the, you know what I mean? That's what Diddy on right now. Straight on me. Straight, son. Son, yeah. You know what? Yeah, OJ, you know that. R.I.P. OJ. OJ dead wrong when he ready, but you know, R.I.P. my mans. R.I.P. my mans. So that's a freako though. Yvette, you know that's a freako because I'm oiling you up and me and you gonna be in a damn freako and you ain't gonna lock me up. So stop. No, I love you. All right, where you from? Fucking Virginia, some shit. Down south, some shit. Don't play at me, girl. Play at me, girl. Straight. Listen though, y'all. It's going down. I need everybody to subscribe to the channel though. Running it up. Salute to everybody that's in the cash app. Udo on go. You know I don't really ask for them, but salute to everybody that's super chat on the chats and everything, man. I appreciate all y'all, all the love. I salute to all the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. All the condolences for my grandmother. I appreciate that too. We're just gonna use all that energy and just gonna turn it into positive things. Shout out to my guy, The Real Rap Show. I appreciate that. King most definitely. He most definitely got me a dope gift. Bought me this, bro. The DJI mic nigga brought the shit to the court, son. Gangster, bro. I met this dude at the trial, so it's my man, so straight, son. You can meet people that you rock with like that too. Just good people, real people. It's my man, still bought me the mics. Facts. So now I'm just gonna buy the next one. Just in case I need to run down on Steels or one of them. Yo, what happened, son? What happened, bro? Because you know me and Steels is anyway. So look, man. She said bestseller? I don't know. I think you're dragging it, Yvette. Not bestseller. Stop. Me and your freak off is the bestseller. Don't do this. Okay? And you Ray J and I'm Kim Kardashian because you hit me first. You know what I mean? My name shooter. Ain't nobody hit me. I'm the last shooter. So you Ray J, Yvette, Kim Kardashian. Skip zone. So y'all just hold that down. Feel me? Salute to my brother. You know what I mean? Said I put in that work. Salute to my brother. I appreciate that, brother, man. Make sure you subscribe to The Real Rap Show, man. That's my guy. Some dope footage, funny footage, especially on day 21. And you got to see it. That's when I barked on the nigga that tried to rat on me, bro, live on live. Nigga ratted on me live, bro, while I was on the lines, homie. Nasty work, bro. Nasty work, son. Trust me, it's nasty work. But listen, Freako or Rico, let me know what y'all thinking about it. Everybody subscribe to the channel, run it up. I'm going to go to the crib and I'm going to go live again. So y'all just subscribe and hit notified. You heard? All
my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Uda. Welcome to the Uda. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats. All my niggas turn shooters. On the internet, you ain't been a threat. You been stuck in a computer. Show me the proof. All my niggas turn shooters. All my niggas from the Uda. Welcome to the Uda. All of my niggas insane. They tryna catch a mistake. Young niggas putting in pain. It in the game, all for the game. Niggas ain't playing for nothing. Went in school, laying it bang. My little nigga kill my little nigga. Full-time job not to kill niggas. Jump off the porch of the field, nigga. You was in the house, I'm a field nigga. No fuck boys around real niggas. Been a drug dealer since a little nigga, Sick of the kilo, they'll kill a nigga. Fuck how you feel, nigga. To get some kilos, I'll kill a nigga too. Throw that rock like I'm Montana. Good head, raise my antennas. G49, not San Fran. Beat the box with my bandana. Then I dip set like I'm Santana. I'm in UK like that Montana. She bring me money, you press her. You got a jug and finesse her. I give a dick that'll change her life. You leave her change on the dresser. Shorty, a wetty, a wetty. That pussy ready, get ready. Don't wanna get ahead of myself, but I want the head for the Getty. She said she fuck with the Uda. I told her open the Chevy. All my niggas from the Uda. All my niggas turn shooters. All my ops turn rats.